Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you all had a good day. Enjoyed some of that sunshine. The weather's warming up fast here. You can smell spring is in the air. So I worked today. And then when I got off work, of course, I had to catch up on all the goings on. As soon as the weather warms up, then there's people everywhere, and it's kind of fun because you see people you haven't seen all winter. Anyway, I got home and of course I had to check out all the news and see what was going on. And I was super glad to hear that the Senate held an emergency meeting. Got Marco Rubio and what's the other one? Hedgwick, in to talk about what was going on. Right now in the Middle East, there's approximately about 300,000 people. They're over there vacationing with families, working, doing research, all sorts of stuff. And unfortunately, when the Orange Moose Knuckle decided to start this war, nobody in charge gave any thought to the Americans that are over in the Middle East right now. All the men, I'm not talking the military people. I mean, some of them are military, but I'm talking the other people too. You know, the other people that are over there working in hospitals and God only knows where. Those Americans, that regime in the White House didn't give any thought to 300,000 Americans in the Middle East before they decided to start bombing the hell out of it. Those people are all, they're all trapped. They have no way out. Like normally, when you go to war, that's one of the plans you put in first is to get your people out. But these idiots, Trump and those buffoons, they don't know what they're doing. So now, they can't get out. There's no way for them to get out. And the United States has made no plans to go in and help them. Can you imagine what they're going through tonight? Knowing their country's deserted them and abandoned them. Just imagine. The most that anybody's come up with is a phone number, a hotline you can call. But even the statistics on that they gave do not make any sense. According to Rubio, there's been 1,800 people call. There's 300,000 people throughout the Middle East. American citizens throughout the Middle East, either working or living there right now. or vacationing that are trapped. I can't even imagine how frightened they must be and what they must think. I mean, how many movies did you watch about Vietnam where, you've seen the embassy and people trying to climb over the gates of the embassy because Americans were evacuating their people? But these idiots that are in the White House over there didn't even think about that. So it's a huge mess. And for those people, I feel so bad for them. Then on top of it, see, America has missiles. And what Iran has is these drones. And Iran can produce 80 drones to every one American missile. And a lot of what you're seeing Iran take out right now, they're using these drones. So what it takes America to put together one missile, within that period of time, Iran can put together 80 of these drones. This war is going to go on for a long time. And like I said in my last video, that by taking out the Ayatollah Khomeini would leave a power vacuum for probably somebody worse. Well, apparently it's his eldest son. And that guy is known to be even, I mean, I don't get me wrong, as far as the Ayatollah Khomeini being wiped off the earth, who gives a fuck? I mean, who gives a shit? That oppressive dictator, piece of garbage, I don't care what the hell happens to him. But all Trump did, another dictator, is leave that space open for a worse one to come in. And they've already chosen him. It's the Ayatollah Khomeini's eldest son. And he is worse than his father. American boots are going to be on the ground with this, and it's going to get bloody before it ends. Donald Trump did not know what he was doing. Just like all those businesses he bankrupted, he did not know what he was doing. His father left him enough money to live 6 lifetimes. And within a matter of a short period of time, he went through it. And he was like almost broke when The Apprentice came out. And when The Apprentice came out is when he started making money again. So now, and then he swindled his way into the White House. The guy, do you know his family has not served in the military in 150 years? There is no military in his family whatsoever. His great-grandfather ran whorehouses. He draft dodged by complaining he had bone spurs. He bought off a doctor to say he had bone spurs on his feet. And then now he's got the most powerful country, the key to the most powerful country, and he didn't get his own way like a goddamn little child and put you all into war. And that's not to mention when the suicide bombings are going to start happening in the United States. See, right now, I see a lot of young American men, you know, chest all puffed out and quit in 10th grade or 12th grade, and they think this is all wonderful because they've spent their entire lives playing Call of Duty, and they think they're capable of handling war. You wait, these fuckers from over in the Middle East are going to come over here and they're going to start doing suicide bombings again, or car bombings. That's what's going to end up happening. Donald Trump has asked the Kurdish people to come in and help. So apparently, from what I've been reading, the Kurdish people are going to go in boots on the ground first. But eventually it's going to be Americans. And this is all to cover up for the Epstein file bullshit. As a person and as a man, Donald Trump does not give a shit about United States. He doesn't give a shit about the people there. He gave a shit about the money he could make off the United States. Because all him and his family got to do is move to some other country. That's it. And that's what's going to end up happening. If you all don't get off your butts and start putting his ass in jail. On the Epstein files alone, England has already gotten busy with Prince Andrew, and his titles have been stripped. But yet here in America, you guys are allowing the same type a rapist, a grapist, to send your sons and daughters into war. You know, I'm actually angry about this. I'm saddened by it and I'm angry. I mean, where I live, it's great. I live in Canada. But I grew up in the United States. And gas went up 11 cents, by the way. Oh, and the other thing, wait till you hear this. Donald Trump is offering insurance. Okay, remember I told you about this, the Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the oil comes through that waterway. And plus a lot of other things come through that waterway, food, But 20% of the oil comes through that waterway. And it's come to a complete stop because Iran owns it. And due to that, barrels of oil went up $20, and now gas has gone up 11 cents overnight. And it's going to start showing up at your gas stations. So Donald Trump is, wait till you hear his solution. He's offering insurance to anybody that wants to take their tankers or whatever they're shipping ships through the waterway, and he's going to and he's going to offer insurance in case anything happens to the ship. So in other words, if the ship goes down, Donald Trump will pay like car insurance. But we all know that Donald Trump will never pay out that insurance, ever. But what a fucked up idea. I've got it on my Facebook page. I think his son, Barron Trump, should be the first one to go over. Enlist in the military. I also think all those maggots that have been beating their chest should also be the first to enlist and go over. And, support their dear leader. This war is thousands of miles away. But financially, it's going to drain the shit out of the United States. All wars do that. And since all of us over here on this side of the world, including Canada, are struggling due to those fucking tariffs he put on everything, which have now been declared illegal. It's going to make it 10 times worse. And you can tell when you watch Mark Rubio, the last interview he gave, he's panicked. This isn't a war general. This isn't somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. That guy was panicked. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Like, even if you go back to World War II, Churchill, all that shit, somebody in his position should not be on TV whining like a little bitch. And just so you know, he put all of you at risk for Israel. Not for the Jewish people, but for the state of Israel. He put all your sons and daughters and your grandchildren at risk for the state of Israel. And another thing you need to know is Israel is already pushing people out of Lebanon and claiming that as their territory and their property. They're expanding, he's helping Israel expand its territory. Just like he was helping Putin with Ukraine. He was helping Putin expand Putin's territory. He's doing nothing but playing games with your lives. Please impeach that fucker and put him on trial. I mean, he's 80 some years old. He don't give a shit. He's led his life. He's done. He doesn't care about anybody else but him. So I know over in America, certain parts of the states and whatever, you get into these MAGA bubbles and you submerge yourself into Fox News. Grow up. Fox News is just entertainment to pass on Donald Trump's bullshit. And if you don't stop these maggot people, which I'm sorry, they are the dumbest among you, you guys aren't going to have a country. At least not a democratic one.